And I would have swore that she said the first time she ever did it with a dolphin. That's when I had to put on the subtitles. Talk about a blowhole.
Welcome aboard. You've just stepped into Damn It, Jim, the podcast. My name is Dana Smith, and I'm happy to be your navigator on this adventure. And with me, as always, the star-studded chancellor of the Damn It, Jim University, Dan Calzaretta. Good afternoon, Dan.
Dana, I don't think I have any studs anywhere. I've never gotten a stud. I've never gotten a piercing. I've never gotten a tattoo, even.
Wow. I don't understand the piercings, a lot of the piercings.
Like ear piercings, you're okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. The nose. I had a technician I had to go give blood the other day.
Yeah.
And the technician had piercing through the upper part of his nose, between his eyes.
Wow.
That would like draw my attention, and I'd be cross-eyed all the time. You know, 'cause
That just seems painful. Like, why? Why would you do that?
yeah, I don't know. But you see a lot more of it these days.
Well, and people get pierced in parts of their bodies that I, only like touched in certain ways. I'm not getting a piercing, Dana, or people who do like nipple piercings. Ouch, man.
But did you watch was it the Grammys or whatever it was? An actress showed up with, I think it was an actress or maybe a singer, but she showed up with a dress that was only supported by her nipple rings.
I did not see that, but as soon as we're done with this podcast. Yeah, just ouch, Dana. I don't know. I mean, I'm too much of a weenie, I just don't want to do it.
I've heard that, tattooing hurts.
Even like the stick-on tattoos, I think hurt too much, Dana. I can hear that swallowing, by the way. Oh. Okay, so bare feet, horrible, right?
Yeah.
Swallowing noises, worse, Dana.
Really?
Way worse. Oh my God. Yeah, it's called misophonia, and it's not fake. Like a lot of other things I claim to have are fake, like intelligence, fake. But this is not fake. Crunching noises. I mean, I can do it, no problem. But others, oh my God. There was a kid. Okay, Dana, I might have a little bit of a seizure at this point. This goes back to high school. Okay, we're talking probably 1976, sophomore year. I'm in high school, first period of the day, like 7:30 in the morning. There's this girl that sits behind me. Okay, Mary Campo. Oh, I can remember the name, Dana. And she would chew gum and pop it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I had dreams, and still to this day, of turning around, grabbing her by the throat, and squeezing until her freaking head pops off, Dana. My blood pressure just went away. My watch is telling me to go to the hospital right now. I think it just called emergency services, Dana.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was a little bit worried about you. Your face is turning red and
Ooh,
stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah, the blood pressure is way up there. Okay, I need to calm down.
When I was a kid, my brother said something to me about, try chewing with your mouth closed. And, I was eating chips or something. I was probably, and so after that, I became very aware of it.
Yeah.
And I was talking like I was 5 years old or something, So it's one of the things now that drives me crazy. And one of the guys I used to work with brought chips every day for lunch. Every time he would put a chip in his mouth, he decided to have a conversation as well.
Or like pieces spitting out at the same time.
Yeah. He didn't do the thing like where you kind of cover your mouth, to keep from spitting stuff out. Or if you do, you're spitting it into your hand.
Right.
He just talked. And chewed with his mouth open so you could see, oh yeah, you've got lettuce in there and you've got, chips, and you should chew that piece of ham a little bit more before you swallow it. Yeah.
Or don't, and then we can end this problem.
Yeah. Wow. That was bad.
We had one of our listeners commented that we didn't ramble enough. Well, here you go. We've already rambled for like 6 minutes.
Well, we should get on with the show. Speaking of our listener comments, why don't we dive into that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Dan, from Facebook, our good friend Roxy Ray said, "Make it stop. For all that is holy, make it stop. Starfleet Academy, not the podcast." I love the podcast. You two are comedy gold. Our good friend Joey Corson said, this was the biggest nothing episode I've ever seen from any Star Trek series. I foolishly thought Sam would use her photonic brain and burgeoning humanity and actually solve a mystery. Instead, she went to a bar and got drunk. That's how I solved most of my mysteries, or created a lot of my mysteries.
You're still trying to figure some of those out.
Says, I only watch this show now to keep up with what you guys are discussing. You should get residuals for contributing to viewership.
Wow, that's a good idea.
Our good friend Ed Darlow said, guys, that was too short. I need more to laugh at, and 37 minutes just isn't long enough. He said, we heard nothing from the jar or anything about the Damn It Jim school. Very disappointed.
I'm sure we're going to take care of that problem in this episode. I mean, we already kind of have in the beginning.
And finally, Jason Lowry said, I, like you guys, have been very disappointed with this new Trek. Not because it's too woke, because it's just not well written. He says, I much prefer your guys' analysis of the show. Glad y'all watch it so I don't have to. Keep up the good work. So, Dan, do you have any comments that you want to share?
Yeah, Dana, I do. First, via email, we heard from Alan Freund about the show Series Acclamation Mill. He asked some solid questions, including, how can Sam's creators not know about organics? Can't someone just send them a thumb drive with all this information? Don't they have Google? And then Robert from Nevada also emailed. He said, worst episode ever. Except for the appearance of Jake Sisko and Dax, the DS9 angle was nearly useless. And then via YouTube regarding Series Acclamation Mill, Annoying Critic said, it was so weird that Strange New Worlds took a step backwards and got rid of all the openly gay characters. I dislike Starfleet Academy, but at least they have the courage to show gay people. I don't know why there's such hatred in this world and in the fan base, which you would not expect in Star Trek, which is all about diversity and ideas. I mean, I totally agree.
Yeah, so true.
NJ Esperanto said, sorry to say, your reviews are more entertaining than the show. Well, why would you be sorry to say that? That's a good thing to say. And then I think a new listener, Dana, by the name of Dr. Dry Rub. I'm assuming it relates to probably grilling,
I'm hoping. Yeah.
Smoking meats, not just rubbing meat.
Well, if you rub it enough, it's good smoke. Yeah.
Anyway, Dr. Dry Rub has a different take on the series. They said, episode 4 was fantastic. Academy has been a breath of fresh air for Trek. I mean, there are a lot of people who do like the series, Dana. But yeah, thanks, Dr. Dry Rub, for sending that in. And then we received several messages on the Damn It Jim hotline. I just want to play 2 of them. The first is from Jason. He listened to our episode on the empath from the original series, where we were talking about our displeasure for mimes. And he tells a story about when he was in middle school doing a miming assignment in drama class.
And I was attempting to mime that I was fishing. Well, I was pulling back on my fishing pole, and I tripped and fell on the ground and farted at the same time. And I stood up and said, hey, it was the fish. Thanks for doing a great job. I'll keep listening. Bye.
That's perfect. I've blamed that often on the cats that are in the house. So yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone blame it on a fish. Yeah. Cats, the dog, right?
Yeah.
My wife, right? Yeah. And then finally, our good friend Roxy left us a message. Here is what she had to say.
All I can say as a teetotaler, that to get through this series, I would probably turn into a raging alcoholic. And you were talking about Starfleet Academy, the drinking game. The rules are simple. If it's on the screen, you take a shot. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Well, I like that rule. I mean, that's a good way to start the show anyways. That's how I started last week, actually. So
That's a great rule. Anyway, Dana, that's all I have for this week.
Well, as always, we really appreciate the comments and emails, phone calls, whatever. But if you want to leave a voicemail, what is the phone number to call, Dan?
Dana, it is 509-676-6298.
Okay, episode 6, Come, Let's Away.
Yeah, I think it's a Shakespeare quote. It's in a couple of plays. It's in Romeo and Juliet and King Lear.
I'm still trying to figure out what it's got to do with this episode, but it's great that they're using Shakespeare.
I think they just randomly, they've got like a Shakespeare generator, quote generator, and then they put it in. And they also have like the random Latin phrase generator. Those are the two things that they have, Dana.
We got to get that. We could title each one of our shows something from Shakespeare. We start off with Caleb and Tarima having sex, Dan.
This is the best Star Trek opening ever of any episode. I mean, I really had high hopes based just on that opening.
The problem is that they keep talking.
Yeah, but it doesn't go on that long though, does it?
I don't know. I didn't understand anything they were saying.
Well, here's the thing. I had to put the subtitles on, Dana. Maybe I'm getting old, because I thought she said they were talking about like partners they've had in the past, and I would have swore that she said the first time she ever did it with a dolphin. And I was like, a dolphin? What? That's when I had to put on the subtitles. And it was a Delton. It was not a dolphin. I was thinking, man, talk about a blowhole.
Wow, yeah. She tells him betazoids can mind speak. I was thinking she was practicing her Yoda impersonation. Come mind speak.
Pants of mine you are in.
Whole wrong you are in.
Is there a wrong hole though, Dana? I mean, for betazoids. I'm talking about for betazoids. I just going back to the dolphin thing. I picture Flipper
smoking a cigarette after.
Now, would the cigarette be in the mouth, or it'd have to be in the blowhole, right? I mean, it would have to be.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, is there any attachment to the mouth in a dolphin to the lungs? Because they have lungs.
My knowledge of dolphin anatomy is lacking severely.
So, Dana, this made me very curious. The whole blowhole thing, in a dolphin could be the same probably in a whale. But so I called Damage in the university, talked to our aquarium. Most people don't know we've got a huge aquarium, Dana,
yeah,
at the university. And I talked to our dolphin expert there. And what they told me is the dolphin's blowhole is actually a modified nostril used for rapid conscious breathing when surfacing. I mean, that's like just one nostril,
Yeah.
They also told me that unlike humans, a dolphin's airway is separated from its esophagus, which is for food passage, to prevent water from entering the lungs while eating.
That makes sense since they're underwater when they're eating most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, unless they're being fed by like the keeper at the zoo or whoever.
Yeah. Bud and Chip from Flipper. Yeah.
Was that their names?
Wasn't one named Bud?
Probably. He was having sex with that dolphin. He had to have been.
Hey, Dad, I'm going to go swimming with the dolphin again. Flipper seems a little nervous around you these days, Bud.
I mean, the things that we learn, and that our listeners learn in this podcast, Dana, it really is educational. Now, it hasn't been so much this season because I think we've been so shocked with how horrible the shows have been. But
yeah,
we just got to get back to what we do best, Dana, and that's not talk about Star Trek and just ramble about stuff.
Yeah. And educate the audience. Yeah.
And on Flipper, the actual Flipper sound was a monkey or something. It wasn't even a dolphin. Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
No. Sandy and Bud. Those were the kids.
Sandy and Bud. What if they're still alive? What if the dolphin's still alive? You think the dolphin would still be alive?
So we're not even through the first scene yet.
No, we have not even
Starfleet Academy. And we've been going on for about 15 minutes about dolphins.
Some of which there's no freaking way we can put in this episode. Let's just say a lot of it had to do with blowholes. That's all we can say, really. I mean, that's what it's called. It is a sphincter, too, by the way.
So Tarima does the whole mind speak thing. And
the human blowholes are completely different. Beast. That's what you blame it on, the cat or the dog. You know, or the wife. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Okay, we gotta get through this, Dana.
Yeah. So everything around them changes. And it's like all beautiful flowers and stuff, and they're like laying in bed together still, and so it's it just seems like this beautiful thing. Then all of a sudden, Caleb sees his mom being taken away. There's bad people. There's Nutsack or Nutburger, whatever the fuck the guy's name was.
Nutsack. I mean, I think that's it.
And he realizes she was inside his head. He flips out. Then there's an announcement that there's a joint academy exercise going to take place, and all the cadets need to report.
Well, Dana, they were just doing the joint academy exercise, weren't they?
Yeah. So then we see the ship come out of warp. The space they see looks like there was like a war zone or something.
A lot of parts floating around. Looks like it was not a good situation, whatever happened.
And we hear Aki talking, and she's explained that they are in a ship graveyard.
They should avoid any words with the letter S when she has anything to say, Dana.
So she says it's our job to prepare you for the unimaginable.
Like being in the show.
Yeah, which a lot of the actors are going, yeah, this is the unimaginable right now. So she points out to the USS Miyazaki.
I knew I heard that name before. And so I called over to the Cultural Studies Department at Dammit Jim University, and they sent me to the film department. And they told me that the ship is named after the famous Japanese filmmaker Hayao Miyazaki. And he's known mostly for his anime films and animated films, including My Neighbor Totoro, Howl's Moving Castle, great movie, Spirited Away, another great movie, Castle in the Sky, also great. All of his movies are great, Dana.
Wow, I did not know that. She talks about how it carried an experimental warp alternative called the Singularity Drive.
I thought that was pretty cool, Dana.
Yeah, when the crew activated it, the ship was destroyed by a cascading series of mechanical failures. The whole crew perished.
Can we count them as being dead? I guess we're not doing counts, really.
There's been nothing to count except for stupidity. So,
well, there was bare feet. We're going to get something today. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we could probably go back. Well, oh God, Dana, I'm not willing to do that. Not willing to go back and count the bare feet.
There's two bare feet.
Yeah, there are two, yeah.
Except for the shower scene, there was a bunch of bare feet in there.
See, I don't have a problem with bare feet if you're in the shower. It'd be weird if you wore shoes in the shower. That would be really weird. You know, some people do. They don't want to get like athlete's foot.
So then she explains that there will be two teams. Half will go on the ship and the other half will provide support from the Athena. Their job is to reactivate the Miyazaki, and they'll have 60 minutes. If they fail, the next team will come on board.
Actually, I thought this beginning was pretty interesting. Like I was like, okay, this will be fun to see where it's going. I wasn't at this point wanting to turn it off.
Yeah, me either. I thought they're out in space. They've got a dead ship. You know, this is looking like space adventure. They go over, each group that goes over has a commander with them, an adult, and he says that he promised that they'd get power going in under 2 minutes.
Right. Not the drive actually started, but just like emergency power going again.
Yeah. Caleb gets things going in under 2 minutes. So, you know, that guy's happy because he says he gets shore leave, and he's going to get a lot of shore leave coming up. So
permanent shore leave, maybe.
Yeah.
You look, we're not spoiling this for anyone because no one who listens to us watches the show.
Yeah.
He dies later. Let's just cut to the chase.
I wanted to keep the suspense going. So
okay, I won't tell anyone.
So back on the Athena, they see weird signals beaming aboard the Miyazaki. Then there's a presence on the screen, and it's the Furies.
Furries. I think it's furries, Dana.
Furies.
It's not a furry?
No, but I'm going to start calling them the fuzzies because they're all fuzzy looking.
Yeah. You know what the furries are, though, right? They're a group of people who have strong interest in humanoid animals. Like they'll make costumes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, I want to be a squirrel. You know, that'll be kind of their avatar. And some even go to conventions, Dana.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. That's been around for a few years now.
Oh, for a long time, since the 80s, probably, you know.
Really?
But it's really taken off, you know, I'd say in the last decade or maybe even less, because certain parts of the media have distorted it to make it into something it's not.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it'd be a hell of a lot more fun if it was what they distorted it into. And that's different kinds of animals having sex. Let's just put it out there. You know, I don't like kind of like a human and a dolphin, let's say. That's not what it's about, though. Not about that.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that till you said that. So
Yeah.
this presence appears on screen. He's a fuzzy who says that they're claiming the ship is salvage. Aki tries to negotiate, but the fuzzy guy says they have hostages, and we see that he pulls up Caleb, and the fuzzy guy says either we get our way or we'll eat them.
I like those aliens and that kind of clicking noise they made. That was good. So far I'm intrigued. Best opening of any of them so far, I think.
If we could get back to the sex, this would be the best episode all around. Yeah.
And if you have a dolphin thrown in there somewhere, like bonus points.
So we see the Admiral as a hologram again, and he says the fuzzies have been known to kill their hostages regardless of the outcome of the negotiations. They're a human-alien hybrid. So everybody throws out different ideas, the Chancellor of the War College and Aki, and finally the Admiral says, we need to call Nutbreaker. Aki's like, well, whatever we do, someone's going to die. On the Miyazaki, the cadets fight the Furies, or Fuzzies, the Fuzzy Furies. They escape, but there's a lot of Furies, and the commander sends the kids onto the bridge while he holds off the Fuzzies.
And the commander's the adult who went along with them.
Yeah. So he's fighting them off. Seems to be doing pretty well, but in the end, I'm pretty sure he got eaten, or parts of him got eaten.
The one thing, though, I had to ask you, Dana, the leader of the Fuzzies, did you catch his name?
No.
I'm pretty sure it was Scroat. So he was a fuzzy Scroat, Dana. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I am not kidding.
The cadets make it to the bridge. They're talking about, their options and stuff. And the Vulcan guy, Bavi, he says there was a famous officer a long time ago who said the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Huh, who could that have been? I don't remember that line.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, though. So the only thing is with Bavi, they have this close-up of him.
Yeah.
And he looks more like Eugene Levy than he does a Vulcan.
The eyebrows are insane, Dana.
Yeah.
They're insane.
Yeah, those are some thick brows.
Well, here's what I think they did. So in Strange New Worlds, Sam has got that mustache, and I think they've taken two of his mustaches and stuck them on his eyebrows.
That could be.
They had extras laying around. They're like, well, we don't want to waste them. Let's just use them.
The stunt mustaches.
The stunt stash.
Yeah.
Well, we won't have to see those much longer either, Dana.
The Fuzzies keep attacking, and they're trying to burn their way into the bridge. They've got like acetylene torches going on the other side of the door or something, On the Athena, we see the commander floating in space. I think one of his legs was missing.
Yeah, you're right. Part of him got eaten, and then they stuck him in the airlock, threw him out.
Yeah, must not have tasted good.
Depends on what part they ate, I suppose.
Yeah, true.
They're like, that's no Nathan's hot dog.
So one of the cadets on the bridge that's on the Athena has a meltdown when she sees the dead commander.
She was the one, Dana, in the first episode who said, oh, I think I ate my comm badge. It's like, come on.
Well, then we see Aki walking down the hall, and she's wearing boots.
Yeah, 2 wins, actually, at this point, Dana. 3, if you count each of her feet. She's wearing boots, and we got a dead person, Dana, who we said never would happen.
Yeah, I think they went back and reshot this after our last episode. So
I think that's exactly right. That's exactly what they did.
So she goes to greet Nutbreaker as he's coming on the ship. So later we see him drinking tequila.
I'm not a huge tequila fan. If it's in something else, yeah. But just like taking shots of it, nah. Mm-mm.
I used to like to get tequila with a beer and just sip it. I mean, like really good tequila.
Oh.
Just, a little lime, really just kind of added to the flavor. But that's another story about the hazards in my life.
The reason they brought him on board is he apparently knows how to deal with them in an effective way or something.
Yeah, they say he beat them before or something. So he goes on and says he wants to work a deal to help the cadets, and he's just over the top. It just he just keeps spouting stuff, and it's just and again, some of it's funny, some of it's crude. And then he tries to come on to Aki, whatever.
I think he's the Alki, Dana.
So back on the Miyazaki.
I think it's the Miyazaki.
Yeah, that too.
Which interestingly, Dana, means blowhole in Japanese. And Miyazaki made a film once called My Neighbor Flipper, and that was the one that only got shown in like the art theaters, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. The fuzzies are getting closer to getting in. So then Caleb has like this weird image in his head, and basically Tarima is connecting with him.
And he's like, "Look, not now. We're kind of in a situation here on the bridge of the ship. Put some clothes back on it and go to the bridge on the Athena and try to help out."
Yeah, quit trying to get me aroused, which no guy would say ever. Yeah, so we go to the bridge, and Tarima's brother explains that she is not the same as all Betazoids, and she can connect with people she cares about, and she offers to talk to Caleb.
Yeah, so it's got to be some kind of mind meld-ish type of thing, or whatever they call it.
Later, Aki is explaining that Nutbreaker used sonic frequencies to drive the fuzzies out, as they have very sensitive ears.
Because they're part bat or something, they said. Later, we see him kind of flying around a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you remember the flying monkeys in The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, I still have nightmares about them.
Oh, those are scary. I actually just watched it a couple nights ago.
Still having nightmares?
Yeah, I could not sleep. And there was a dolphin involved.
Whole animal world you got going on there. So
It was a whole furry thing, Dana. It was a whole furry thing.
fortunately, there's a starbase nearby that has the ability to send a ship over that could be modified to use these frequencies that will get the fuzzies to defuzzize. And
To shave the fuzzies, essentially.
so then they show a ship materializes, and it's the Venari Ral, which is part of Nutbreaker's tribe.
Right. So they've been duped.
Yeah. The Venari Ral ship fires at the support ship that just came about.
Right.
The kids get the singularity field going just as the fuzzies break through. The fuzzies attack, and the Vulcan kid, Bobby, is killed.
Yeah, in fact, he gives up his own life by jumping in front of Caleb. But it kind of harkens back to the speech that he gave, which was Spock's speech. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And so he sacrifices his life for Caleb.
Yeah.
And the life of his eyebrows, potentially. We don't know. Those may come back to life. Hopefully they will.
Yeah. He was probably like, hey, how do I get killed off on this series? So
We need to kill someone. Are there any volunteers? All of a sudden they get like 15 hands going up. Well, we need the eyebrows back, for season 5 of Strange New World. So you get to be the one killed.
Yeah. Then we get an interlude where Caleb is back on the ship with Tarima, and Tarima says, don't worry, it's over. He's, realizes she's taken this inhibitor. She had it in her neck, and she just pulled it out.
Because that was supposed to kind of calm her emotions down so she wouldn't, get too crazy.
Yeah. Now she's got a fourth hole. So,
Wait a second. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Nostrils 5, 6. Ears 7, 8. Do you count the eyes? I mean, they're kind of holes. Yeah. 10. So there's 10. There's actually 10.
Yeah.
It's just anatomy, people. Come on.
She's like in his mind, and then she screams.
Yeah.
And it's this high-pitched sonic frequency that kills all the fuzzy wuzzies.
Oh, I mean, it explodes their freaking heads, Dana.
Yeah.
If this would have been in any of the previous episodes, I would have been saying, I wished my head would have exploded. But that scene was kind of cool, though, like when she was screaming and the kind of the distorted waves. I mean, I thought it was really well done.
So back on the Athena, the Admiral reports that Nutbreaker is now the most wanted man in the galaxy. Nutbreaker calls, leaves a message for Aki. It's, a video message, of course, or a hologram message.
Right.
Nutbreaker says he hates Aki. So, and we also see that Tarima is still unconscious, and Nutbreaker's still talking, as we're seeing other things around the ship. And he says he has something more for Aki, something very special.
Does it include a dolphin, Dana?
He says, you ever hear of Flipper? Yeah. But it's sounds like something sinister because he's like threatening her the whole time,
Oh, yeah.
So then we see Aki is left alone in her room as the camera pulls back, and Dan, that's how this episode ends.
Dana, I just got a text from Damn It Jim the University, the aquarium. They're a little upset with me, Dana.
Just a little?
I mean, they're fine with the dolphin jokes and stuff, but the flipper sound was not a monkey, Dana. It was an Australian kookaburra bird.
Seriously?
Yeah, was not a monkey. Yeah, just in case any of our listeners got a little bent out of shape. Look, I'm fine with the blowhole jokes and all the sexual innuendo, but if you can't get the freaking kookaburra right, I'm out of here. The kookaburra ate me baby. The blowhole ate me baby. All right. Hey, Dana, why don't we move on to pros for this episode?
Yeah, Dan.
All right. I've got 3, Dana. Number 1, I thought Paul Giamatti was excellent as Nutsack this week. Dana, I thought the story was fast-moving. I like that. And 2 crew member deaths, Dana, including Bobby and his eyebrows. So, I mean, I cannot complain about that. How about pros for you?
2 deaths. I was so excited after last week. When I said they're never going to kill anybody, Dan. Another pro, they got out of the academy and actually went into space.
Yep.
We learned a little bit more about Aki. This sounds terrible, but I really like that the Venari Rao set a trap. Okay, what about cons? You got any?
I was really ready to hate on this episode, Dana, like I did on the others, but I can't. That's a con. How about you?
Nutbreaker talks too much. It's his character. He likes to hear himself talk.
Unlike us.
And then the romance in the beginning ties in later, but it just felt so much like a teenage love story. Okay, Dan, so next, what are you hoping for?
Dana, I'm hoping for more stories like this. Less teen drama. I know there was that little bit in the beginning, but it had to happen to tie into what was going on. And, it was the most risque sex scene we've ever seen in Star Trek. So, not bad. More action, hoping to continue along this path. The evil aliens, the crew member deaths. I'm hoping for all that. And I hope the fuzzies come back. Like, we find out more about them. I thought they were really a compelling alien. How about you, Dana? What do you hope for?
I'm hoping we can move forward and keep this show less about teenage angst and more about crazy aliens and stuff. They need to bring the edginess back to the show and keep the characters interesting. I think they're doing a great job with Aki. There's, we're getting backstory. She's an interesting person. She's got wits about her and stuff. So I'm fine with learning more about her.
But not her feet.
I liked how everyone worked together as a team in this. Having said that, Dan, what do you worry about?
Dana, I'm worried that this episode is Acceptio probat regulam in casibus non acceptus.
Wow.
I told you I was fluent in Latin, which means that next week we go back to kitty freaking TV, bare feet, and pointless stories, Dana. That's what I'm worried about. How about you?
Similar. I worry about we'll go back to teenage sap. The show won't be interesting or try and deliver a strong message. It'll just be silly and trite as it has been previous episodes. They could use this episode as a catalyst for more intensity, but I fear they just won't push it. Okay, you got any final thoughts you want to share, Dan?
Dana, if this were the first episode in the series, I would have had great hopes for what was to come next. The story was tight. We didn't get much teen drama. The furries were gross and awesome at the same time. I thought Paul Giamatti and Holly Hunter really lived up to their kind of A-list status. I think that's why they were brought on the show for scenes like we saw today. And there were no bare feet, so that's always a plus. So this, for the first time in the entire season, I'd say, Dana, was truly a Star Trek episode. They were in space. There was an adventure. There was an alien to fight. They had to save each other. I really like that. And Dana, I just hope that we aren't being set up for a disappointment. How about final thoughts from you?
Finally, Dan, we had a couple of deaths. 6 episodes in. Seemed like forever. We saw Aki wearing boots. There was no point where she just draped herself over every piece of furniture. We get a little bit more of her backstory. And I tell you, Nutbreaker is an ass. Having said all those things about him talking too much, he's a fascinating character, and I think Paul Giamatti really brings him to life. I liked a lot of this episode, and I think once again it shows some promise. Because I tell you, if it was another teen angst story, I would have been lobbying to end our reviews on this. So I'm glad that they pulled it back from the edge.
Yeah, and I would say if any of our listeners have not watched any of the episodes, I recommend you do watch this one. If there's just one episode you watch out of the first 6, make it this one. You won't have wasted your time, I don't think. And there's dolphins. I mean, what else can you ask for? That was the other thing I hope for, Dana, that they continue to bring the dolphin stories back in.
I don't recall dolphins in this, other than our discussions.
Well, Dana, this was fun today to talk about this episode. I had a great time.
Yeah, well, as always, Dan, it's great to get together with you and talk about Star Trek. Thanks again for everybody that listens and comments and for being our friends. Until we meet again, live long and prosper.
Thanks once again for listening to Damn It Jim, the podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Please send us an email at dammitjimpodcast@gmail.com or join the discussion on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. You can also reach us at the Damn It Jim hotline at 509-676-6298. This podcast was produced by Dan Calzaretta and Dana Smith for Ramble Jar Productions. Editing by Dan Calzaretta. If you would like to be a Damn It Jim sponsor, please send us an email at dammitjimpodcast@gmail.com. Have a great rest of your week, and remember to live long and prosper.